Not looking to be outdone by Walmart Canada, Amazon Italy is getting into the leak game as they just put up pre-order pages for 3 huge AAA unannounced titles that, if true, will make gamers incredibly happy. What's going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. And as always, with these type of retail listing leaks, take everything here with a grain of salt. It could be true, like in the Walmart Canada situation, or it could be false, fake information, and I don't want people to get their hopes up just yet. So what 3 games are we talking about? Well, the first is Bloodborne 2, the second is Splinter Cell, the one that broke my heart for not appearing at E3 this year, and finally, maybe the one that is the most unlikely, or at least very surprising it's on this list, is Sunset Overdrive 2, and I wanted to talk about each one of these 3 games and kind of rank them by the probability, and we're going to go with the least likeliest one first, and that is Sunset Overdrive 2. Now, original Sunset Overdrive came out in 2014, got pretty good reviews, but nobody really bought the game. It didn't sell very well, and Insomniac went on to make Spider-Man, which they are about to finish. It's a couple months away, so the common thought here is that, hey, once Insomniac finishes off Spider-Man for Sony, Microsoft signed them for a deal so they can hit up Sunset Overdrive 2 with Microsoft's refocus on exclusives, buying up new studios, you know, for Xbox Game Pass and all that stuff with the next system. Clearly, Microsoft is on that train of providing exclusive content, and Sunset Overdrive 2, if they were to do that deal, would make Xbox fans incredibly happy. But somehow I just don't see this being true. Now, right when I was recording this, Insomniac Games actually responded to people about this leak, and they themselves said they wouldn't believe it, as Amazon Italy is no Walmart Canada. Now, maybe they're just trying to throw people off the scent, but who knows? Now, personally, I would love to see a Sunset Overdrive 2. It's criminal that we don't have a sequel, and I would love for Phil Spencer and the team at Xbox to actually put some money into the project and get that going alongside all these, you know, new first-party studios. But my cynical self just feels that this really doesn't mean anything. This is probably more likely a mistake, and there is no Sunset Overdrive 2, because the way I see it is Sony's going to sign them for Spider-Man 2, because I just have this feeling Spider-Man is going to be a game that sells so good and sells a ton of copies that it will be dumb for Insomniac not to make a sequel. Or hell, maybe Marvel gives them carte blanche to choose any character they want to make another game. And with that said, maybe it's possible that a small team does do a Sunset Overdrive 2 eventually for the future, but this is one that I believe isn't really happening. Now, could it happen down in the future? Of course it could, but right now I'm going to say this one is not true. Now, the other 2 I think are actually pretty damn true. Bloodborne 2 is a game that I think Sony wants to happen, and they're just waiting for the PlayStation 5 to come out. That's right. Bloodborne 1 came out in 2015. It got incredible reviews. From Software went on to do Dark Souls 3 afterwards, and they're currently working on Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, as well as a couple other smaller games. I always did feel that they wanted to do another Bloodborne game, and Sony, owning the IP, clearly wants them to do one, as it sold pretty well and got high reviews. The thing was, I don't think they wanted one for this generation anymore, so I could totally see Bloodborne 2 being a thing towards the beginning of the PS5 launch or shortly thereafter. Imagine a situation where the PS5 launches in 2020, maybe you have Bloodborne 2 in 2021, or perhaps 2022. So I think this one is incredibly likely, but I mean, how likely is it that they're actually leaking these titles and not just making mistakes? That's kind of the big question here, although I would expect Bloodborne 2 to be a real thing in a few years, which is going to make, obviously, Dark Souls fanatics and Bloodborne fans incredibly happy. And then, of course, we have the third game here, the one that just broke my heart, the one that I don't want to believe anymore, because I get myself hyped up for these kind of leaks that Splinter Cell is coming back, and then every E3 I gotta sit there and watch as it doesn't make its return, and I get just depressed. Well, that's a little exaggerated there. I get upset that there isn't a Splinter Cell. So to see Amazon Italy put this one out there again in conjunction with Walmart Canada and all this other stuff, it's like, stop teasing me, Ubisoft. We know Splinter Cell's coming. They talked about how they do want to do one in the future, and it's just not ready yet. I'm just kind of curious to see why this Splinter Cell stuff always keeps on popping up. Amazon Italy, Walmart Canada. There was another one earlier in the year, but it never amounts to anything. So, like, I'm trying to steal my heart. I don't want to get burned once more for believing that that Splinter Cell is a real thing. But honestly, I do think it'll happen a couple years from now. I think we'll get a brand new Splinter Cell. The question will be, is it any good? Will it be open world? Who really knows? I do think we'll get it. So that's the 3 games, guys. We have Sunset Overdrive 2, we have Bloodborne 2, and we have Splinter Cell. Now, I've given my thoughts and reasons why I think 2 of those are pretty likely to happen, and one of them is, in my opinion, highly unlikely. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you think that Bloodborne 2 and Splinter Cell will happen, but you're a little cautious about Sunset Overdrive 2? Or do you think all 3 of these are very likely to be happening? Because why else would Amazon Italy put up pre-order pages for all 3 of these games on the same day? Either way, let me know what you think about all this stuff, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the notification bell if you always want to be notified when I drop new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.